Miss Liz Cross. Hello, beautiful people out there. Thank you for joining us. Liz Cross, as you guys probably know, is a wonderful mind probe expert. And we are going to probe the mind with my son Eric's help. He's on the other side. We're going to probe the mind of Susan Lee Smith, who, well, let me give you a background, guys. Susan Smith is an American woman who was convicted of murdering her two sons, 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alexander, in 1994 by drowning them in a South Carolina lake. The case gained international attention because of Smith's false claim that a black man had kidnapped her sons during a carjacking. Her defense attorneys, David Bruck and Judy Clark, called expert witnesses to testify that she had mental health issues that impaired her judgment when she committed the crimes. Smith was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 30 years. 30-year mark has passed, and she was denied parole yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah, timely.
Good grief.
Looking at the photographs of those little boys, it's just horrible. So, Eric, Liz, are we ready? Oh, by the way, Liz, her information is down below, but it will also be on the screen. And she has a wonderful YouTube channel. She's very prolific with her content. So that will also be in the description box below. Okay.
Well, thank you for having me. Wow, this is timely.
I know. Wow.
Did you know she was coming up for parole? I had no idea. I vaguely remember this case. Vaguely. I was a kid.
I can't believe it was so long ago.
I know.
30 years has passed. So that was the year my youngest was born. I mean, that's just crazy. By the way, Eric, I love you, in case you didn't know.
And he loves you too. Thank you.
All right. Shall we go with the community questions first, Liz, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, we'll go with the community questions. These questions don't come from you. They don't come from me. It comes from the audience. So thank you.
Right. But they generate such great questions. But don't shoot the messenger. I haven't read these actually. Okay. Then the higher self, which tells the truth.
Mind probes are very controversial, especially if you're looking for confirmation bias. And if you are very attached to media spin, you're going to get upset over these mind probes because it goes way past the PR spin machine, which is the conscious mind. So I'm ready.
All right. First question, was this act contracted with both of your sons and husband? I mean, Eric, you might have to answer that. Or was it completely your free will that you chose to murder your two sons?
Okay, so Eric will have to answer that one. Is this a soul this was a soul contract. In fact, as I look into her past lives, she's very cruel to these children. And this is a tit for tat thing that they do. Some lifetimes they kill her, some lifetimes she kills them. So there's obviously some sort of need to have this contracted into the lifetimes. So let's look at that need real quick, if you don't mind. So let's ask, what is the need? Why do we need this in this contract? What is the benefit? It really is to get her in this lifetime, to get her to come to a place of self-worth. Again, same underlying theme, a lot of times, self-worth, self-love. She suffers with depression. She suffers with anxiety. She definitely has mental health problems. As I'm tapping into her, there's something not right here.
All right. Well, so what was the contract about? Why? What was it for you to hit rock bottom so that you eventually struggle to end up finding ways to love yourself, or what?
Yeah, that's exactly what it seems like. But you see, a lot of times, these souls, we're all making contracts that we think, and this will make us ascend faster, and we'll learn and we'll grow and we'll gain wisdom. But you know, it's a whole different story when we're here on the earth plane. It doesn't always pan out that way. Will she ever be freed from jail? No, she will never be free. Life means life for her. She will never be free.
Jail, yeah. Will she ever resolve this contract? Will they ever resolve this contract?
She is working on it, is what I'm getting. She is trying to do therapy. She is trying to, but you know, her mental health is stabilized. Now, you may know this more than I do. It seems like they've got her on some sort of medication in the prison to stabilize her mental health. But, you know, obviously, people in prison, they need a lot of therapy, a lot of constant interaction with therapists, modalities, and things like that. I feel like the interaction is quite minimal. I also feel like she's stuck at a soul ascension level as well. She's just stuck. So I'm not sure how she's going to get out of it, really.
Wow. Okay, so part of the reason you were denied parole is you misbehaved in prison. You had sex with the guards and so they had to get fired and some other things. You just yeah. So, do you feel like you deserved to have your parole denied?
Ooh, I did not know that. Do you feel like you deserve to have your parole done? No. And as I asked her that question, she just shouted back at me, "Get me out of here!"
Oh, God. Jesus. What mental illness did you have? The DSM category.
What mental illness did you have? Bipolar, schizophrenia. She was diagnosed with all kinds of disorders, depression. She's definitely, again, this keeps coming up, and I think it's just amazing how it keeps the awareness. It's bringing it in. She's a sex addict. She's a love addict. Sex and love addicts are entirely different things. Were you a porn addict as well? No, but I do feel she engaged in prostitution. That is what she's telling me. She goes, "Yeah, I engaged in prostitution." She just wanted someone to love her, and she never found that ever in her life. And I'm saying, in prison, have you found it in prison? Yes, she is involved with someone in prison. She is in some sort of relationship there. She just said my best friend, and I'm saying, are you in love with this person? And I do feel that she is in love with this person. Is this person male? No, it's a female. It's a female prisoner. Yeah. So yeah, she's in some sort of relationship there.
Is that woman up for parole too, or is she a lifer?
Is the female a lifer as well? No, she will get parole at some point, and that's going to cause a big disruption in the mental health, obviously, because then this woman will leave and Susan will still be in jail. How long before she's out? I mean, it's not long. It's only about 5 years.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, of spending life behind bars, that's not long.
No. Do you blame what you did on your mental health? Or something else?
What you did on your mental health? No, she's pointing to a man. I'm like, who is this man? She was involved with somebody, and I don't know too much about this because I was young. I don't, you know, but she was involved with somebody, she's telling me. And who was this person? This was a person that she wanted to take care of her. But why do you blame him for it? So even after all this time, you're not taking any personal responsibility for your actions. And that's a no. She's not taking any personal responsibility. She's blaming this person. He told me to do it. He told you to drive your kids and kill them. Yeah, we talked about it several times. So there is a man here that she discussed this with several times. Is he the one that told you to come up with the story? No, I came up with the story. So did he, now, bearing in mind she's got schizophrenia, I need to find out, is this a real person or is this a voice that you're hearing in your head? This could very well be a voice that she's hearing in her head, actually.
Oh,
Because I said, who is this real person? And she's like, no, and when I said that, she pointed to her head. So this is something that lives in her head.
wow. Does she have negative entities attached to her?
Do you have, let's ask Erik that one.
Oh,
Do you
good.
have negative entity attachments? There's a lot of darkness, he says, around her. Her internal like energy field is very dark. She hasn't managed to resolve that, even
Yeah.
though her conscious mind is somewhat stable now due to the medication and the therapy. But there's a lot of darkness going on there.
So, are there entities from other dimensions that are actually attached to her soul,
Are there other
or just
entities?
dark energy?
Erik is saying no, it's really just a load of dark energy.
Okay.
And I'm saying, but was she born? Did she come into the earth plane with this dark energy? And I feel like she did come in with a lot of it.
Were you raised in a family of love, or were you raised with a dysfunctional, abusive family?
No, it was extremely dysfunctional. Why? I don't know. She's telling me her dad left. I'm not sure what that means.
Okay.
What do you mean your dad left? He died. She's saying her dad
Okay.
died. That really messed everyone up,
Yeah.
especially her.
Mhm.
She wanted to follow him. And as a child, she's telling me, I wanted to join him in spirit. I wanted to join him in heaven.
Yeah. What was your relationship with your mother like? Tell me about your mother.
What was the relationship with your mother like? Awful. She says she didn't love me. She didn't care for me. There was no affection. There was no emotion. She's saying that she can remember. Again, these are her own personal thoughts, feelings,
Right.
and opinions. And let's bear in mind, she's mentally ill. So, but this is her perception. And obviously, on a soul perspective, it's the perception that matters. The subjective perception, not what the objective perception is, what we think or what the mother thinks. This is how she feels. So what was that like? No, mom didn't really care about her. She says she just was doing her own thing. I feel like she abandoned her a lot of times, dumped her with anybody. Mom definitely has some sort of issues as well. Let's ask Erik, is the mother also mentally ill? And so Erik says yes, the mom was extremely mentally ill as well.
All right. Why? What made you do this to your children? Was this really all for another man, or what?
Was this really all for another man? She wanted to be loved. She just wanted to be loved. And she thought that this, she's telling me, would give her the attention and the love that she needed, that people would feel sorry for her. People hated her. People hated her. She's telling me, like, people hated me. They wanted what they could, men wanted what they could get out of me, and then they would dump me. No one loved me. Nobody wanted me.
Did your husband leave you? And why didn't you just leave and let your husband have the boys? You didn't have to kill them.
Why didn't you just let your husband have the boys? No. She says no. And I'm saying, why? Why wouldn't you just let him have the boy? No, she hates him. She hates him. He hurt her as well. And I feel, why did he hurt you? He was awful to her as well. He was hot and cold with her. Did he have affairs? Yes, multiple affairs. But I'm saying, did you have affairs? Yeah, they both had affairs, it looks like.
Did you ever love your boys?
Did you love your boys? Well, her personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions have just come back. She says, I wasn't capable, and I'm still not capable of loving them.
Yeah. All right. What were you thinking about when you got out of the car and watched your car with your sons roll into the lake? Did
Mm.
you stay and watch? I mean, did you
Did you,
ever, even for a second, think to run and try to save them?
what, did you watch them? She did. She watched them. She waved by. And did you think that you should save them? No. And personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, she was happy to see them go. They
So,
were screaming.
so I guess this next question we know the answer. Did you cry when you drowned the boys? No, probably, unless it was with joy. Ugh.
Did you cry? No, she did not cry. It was a sense of relief.
Were they trouble? A lot of trouble to take care of
Were they a lot of trouble to take care of?
in your mind?
No, she says they were good boys, but they were just in the way.
Yeah, they were probably receiving more love than you, huh?
Ooh, were they receiving more love than you? All the time. Yeah.
Were you jealous of the
Her
love
life.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Were you jealous of the attention and love they got that you didn't?
Mm. Were you jealous of the attention? Very jealous of the attention and the love. That so again, it was no longer about her. It was about them. And this is someone who obviously isn't well, who was crying out to be loved. They were in the way. She was in competition with them.
Well, you didn't love your boys. Did you hate them?
Did you hate them? Yes.
Okay. Do you think, Susan, that that you intentionally fed into the masses, feeling feelings of prejudice by accusing an imaginary black man of something that you actually did? Did you want to? Did you intentionally do that? And if so, why?
Actually, say that it was a black man that, like, how did you come up with that story? Because it was believable, or so she thought at the time.
Yeah.
As she says, during the time, like, I don't know, this town, it seems quite segregated, maybe not as it used to be, she says, but it was still quite segregated. People kept to themselves. They didn't really cross over, she says, racial boundaries. And so it was believable.
Were you a racist?
Ooh, were you a racist? No, but she just wanted to have a good story. But I mean, to me, that's kind of racist, isn't it? When you say that I'm
Yeah, I
asking,
think
when you
so.
say that's racist, like saying that well, yeah, she said it could be deemed as racism. Of course it could. And I was accused of being racist. Did you have trouble in prison with any black or any
Good
black
question.
prisoners? Yeah, she did. She had major trouble. They had to isolate her, and she had to work very hard to convince people that she wasn't racist.
Yeah. All right. Has someone hurt you in your life to the point that you want to hurt others? I mean, was there especially one experience, one event?
So one experience, one event that made you want to hurt others? She hates herself. If you're consumed with self-hatred,
Yeah.
you will want to hurt anybody around you. Because why? I want them to feel what I'm feeling.
Oh, wow. So,
Now, sorry, let me give this to you.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Those boys, she only had those boys for that husband to stay with her, right?
Wow.
They were a manipulation tool. She didn't have them because she wanted children. She had them because it was a way to hold on to him and make him love her. But that didn't work.
What is the root of your self-loathing? And maybe it's not even in this life. I don't know. Why? What started the self-hatred?
What started the self-hatred? There's definitely some sexual abuse in her lifetime, in this lifetime. She was made to do things she didn't want to do. she felt terrible about it, but you would have brought that in from a previous life. So I'm going to look at her soul now and say, where did this come in from? Like where, oh, okay, the soul's going way back, way back, way back, way back. Okay, show me where this came in from. Okay, she was an animal and she had harmed a lot of animals, other animals. So I'm saying, did you kill them for food? No, she just killed them for pleasure. She had some sort of defect that her wasn't functioning right in her animal brain.
Yeah.
And most animals only kill for necessity, right?
Right.
They kill because they're under threat or they're killed because they're hungry.
Chimpanzees actually, like humans, can kill for pleasure too.
Ooh, okay, let's ask that question. Were you a monkey or a chimpanzee? Haha, very good, Elisa. She was. And so
Wow.
you were, and why did you do that? She says, I was not well. I was a sick.
Screw loose. That happened. Yeah.
But that brought about a lot of self-hatred. When she left that lifetime, she felt extremely guilty once she got into the spirit world, extremely guilty and, self-loathing, ashamed. And then, of course, that has to all be rewritten back into the lifetimes. And this is something she's never been able to resolve, even in this lifetime. And I'm saying, because I look at her and there's so much there in that dark energy field that she's got going on. And I'm saying, but even killing your own children, contracting that in on a soul level, did not resolve it in this lifetime either. And the soul's saying, no, it hasn't.
Well, that's one question here. Is this going to set off a karmic loop lifetime after lifetime? And how does this karmic loop end? How can you end it? Well, we've already talked about that. It's been a karmic loop with these boys, at least for many lifetimes.
So this is what I know, because I do the CTT, and that's hard to explain on a short video. But anyway, the CTT, if you want to know what it is, you have to go to my CTT channel. It's the backup channel. It's like free energy healing using bilateral tapping. We, as souls, we contract these things in to make, thinking we're going to be able to process them on the earth plane. We'll find our self-love. We'll find our worth. But it oftentimes is we're looking here now with her, it's stuck. So what the CTT does, it's like manual processing. Now, I think prisons should be the first place that CTT is implemented, or even scalar or anything like that. Each prisoner should have like a scalar thing, and should have a way to, because this is an energy problem, right?
Yeah.
It is. And so she's going to have to find a way to manually process this. Her self-loathing is still there. And at the moment, it's still scheduled that she will leave this earth plane with that self-loathing yet again.
Well, I think we're going to end part 1 there. You guys, please hit the like button, thumbs up, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss part 2. It's going to be a little shorter, I think. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, Erik. Bye, Liz. Bye, Susan's mind.
Thank you.
Susan's brain. All right.